Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mapula and this is Mommy Diaries. I am very excited. Thank you so much for joining us. I am talking to a woman I love a lot. And when I tell you guys that most of these women I've never met, I've never spoken to more than 3 seconds, but they agreed to speak to me. So this is just God being in control. So today I am talking to the confidence activator. Her name is Mapula Legodi. And let me tell you something. She's got a very long bio. The list is very long. She's a PR specialist. She's a pastor. She is Mrs. Polokwane 2022, right?
2020. Well, I'm still holding the crown.
Mrs. Polokwane 2020, and then you're one of Sunday World's unsung heroes for 2022. Yeah. You are a graphic designer.
Yes.
The list is long. Like, what is it that you don't do?
Yeah, well, what is it that I don't do?
Your
I don't
mom, interesting. Yeah, a wife, hypo. Yeah. Gotta like take it all.
Yeah, the plate is full.
How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. You didn't give me any hassles. I wanted you to ask me a million questions. What is your channel? Why do you want me there? How many followers? How many subscribers? How many views? And you were just like, hey, let's go.
Yeah, look, sometimes these things don't matter, because also what I like with these kind of platforms is that these things are there. Whether we've got people watching it now or they're going to view it later, but the information and the content and what we want to it will be out eventually.
I love the thought. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So Today we are talking about letting kids make mistakes, right? Because as parents or as adults, I think a lot of the times we want to always jump in and help because we feel like it's our job. We feel like we need to be there. The kids need it, right?
Yeah.
So we forget these are humans. We are raising tomorrow's adults. And we forget it's okay for them to make mistakes. They are human, because as we make mistakes, they also have to do that. So I want you to break down for someone who says, "Hi, Bo, let my kid make a mistake." I want you to break it down. Why do we need to let them make mistakes? Like, what is that all about?
Look, it's important. You've highlighted already that these people are their own being. They're individuals in as much as they're ours, right? And we feel we need to be in control. We want to take charge of their lives, but there is certain things that you can't take charge of, and also it's based on the fact that time that we spend, right? There is direct influence that we have on the kids. There is ulterior influence that they have, external influence that we have no control over. Who they meet at school, you have no control over. The teacher who's teaching your child, you have no control over. The TV they watch, whatever that they watch. So external influence that you have no control over has and plays a role in who your child becomes. Now, when you are told your child stole something, it's like certain things. You hear your child saying something and you're thinking, and then where does this come from? We don't speak like this. Exactly. So you then realize that these people are making their own analysis of what they see every day, what they hear every day. And then what now is important is that allow yourself time to really hear where they are and see how you can come in. When they make mistakes, they're actually giving you a hint of what they know and what they don't. And they are also giving you space to know how to come in and when to come in. But when you want to hog the space and want to be in charge, you are actually not going to fully understand where they are with their thoughts, with their actions. You are going to jump in maybe too early, too late, and feed wrong information and stuff. But when you allow them to make mistakes, say their thoughts, you are able to properly hear, okay, this person knows about divorce, and this is what they know about divorce. So if I need to teach them about divorce, this is where I need to come in, because already they have an idea. So it's basically allowing your kids to really be and fully express themselves without you caging how they express themselves.
Wow, I love that. I never really looked at it that way. Me, Nagimi, making mistakes was like letting them spill the milk, letting them fall. You know, those are the kind of mistakes I was thinking about. But now you dive into, and I'm like, and wow.
Look, but it starts there with allowing them. I always tell people, when you have children, your house needs to be child friendly, right? Because those little mistakes of jumping on the bed, well, to someone, jumping on the bed is a mistake, or spilling milk, it's really a mistake. But some people don't want it. But can't you spill a milk when you can spill milk, right? So when also you allow them to, because if this child does not want to try to fetch milk for themselves in the fridge, it means they'll never make a mistake of spilling the milk, because they never tried to fetch milk in the fridge, meaning they will constantly rely on you to fetch milk for them. So in between you trying to save your money and your stuff, you are denying your child the opportunity and the desire to try stuff. So it's just allowing you're allowing them to try whatever they want. If it fails, it has failed. If it works, it works. Because mistakes means is something that they tried and they failed at it.
Listen, I am already learning. We are like 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes in, and I'm already learning. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I read somewhere that it helps build them, it helps with their development, it helps with a lot of things, actually.
Most definitely.
So what are other benefits that you think, besides development and them having their own personality, what are other benefits?
For me, it's also issues of confidence, issues of, because if they have never tried anything, right, they learn, they think the world owes them. Whatever they do must succeed. But now when they do this and they fail, they see, oh, okay, not everything is perfect. Not everything is going to be perfect. Not everything has to be perfect. So the important thing is them learning that not everything has to be perfect. And some things can go wrong, and it's really okay. If you try something, it doesn't work out, it's really okay. So you are growing individuals that will not feel entitled to anything. But if they don't, they're entitled. They think, look, whatever I press, it must give me whatever I want.
Someone must always come and help.
Exactly, because mommy is there, when I want to do this, mommy is there to do it for me. If I can't, so they never ever allow themselves to learn that it doesn't have to be perfect. It can get to a place where it doesn't work.
And I think with what you also said, I think I can also add, Guti, it also helps, Guti, there are consequences to every action, because that's how the world works.
Taking responsibility, responsibility, because actually, for me, that is the biggest thing that we must do as parents, that you can't be fully in charge and in control, right? But your responsibility is teaching your child that every action has a consequence, and you need to be taking responsibility of your own actions. So when they make mistakes, you also just allow them to take responsibility, to learn responsibility, because that's the biggest thing that we can do as parents for them, to teach them that every action has a consequence, and everyone who does anything, they must be able and willing to take responsibility of whatever that they have done. So allowing them to make mistakes is that also it's a way of also allowing them to take responsibility and understanding that there are consequences to everything.
So does that mean that now when they make that mistake, and me trying to come in as a parent to help, in this world, this is how things are. Do I sit them down and say, Nana, what you did is wrong, and this is what comes out of that action? Or do I just let them figure it out on themselves? How do I do it?
I think it's two ways, right? It depends on the kind of mistake done, the level of
Okay.
seriousness to it. Let's say if they spill milk, really, let's just wipe the milk. It's okay. What you just do is like,
Yeah.
please don't, maybe ask for help or whatever. It's not a biggie. But now when they steal a pencil, that is something that can carry on and make them become something that they're not supposed to be, so it depends on the kind of mistake that is made. What are the consequences, the immediate consequence, and also the consequences in the long run? So you need to then make them aware to say, look, this can be a pencil now, but tomorrow, are you not going to take money? Are you not going to then turn into a bully? Are you not going to then turn into a thug? So it depends on the kind of mistake that it is. Then you will take it from that level.
Do you think that it also helps with anxiety? Because you know how when we're raised, yeah? Every time you make a mistake, it'll be, hey, why is that not eating? And then we are shy, right?
Yeah.
So when you grow up, you always wonder, is someone going to scream because I made a mistake? So do you think it helps kids with, controlling anxiety?
I think it does. It does. But also it depends on how the kids really process how their mistakes, right? Because sometimes my shouting might not be that bearing, like I'm totally saying don't do this again. But as Black people, our reaction to things sometimes is just, I might react in a manner that is scary, but I quickly come, right? And then we are able to talk about it and we rebash up. But the person, when you come back to dealing with the matter properly, the person is still processing your first and immediate reaction to it. It's like when your child, I'm pregnant, your immediate reaction to it might be the one thing that is lingering versus what you did after your immediate reaction, So sometimes it helps with anxiety, but sometimes it still does not curb the anxiety much. Because, I also believe that when you have made a mistake, anxiety you will always have, right? The difference would be the level. Yes. I think the difference would be the level of anxiety. So it will help in saying your anxiety becomes the normal anxiety, that when you make a mistake, you must be anxious. It is normal that you be anxious. So I think it will allow us to have a normal anxious and an anxiety that we can process, unlike an anxiety that then throws you off.
Okay, I get it. So I want to know the other benefits of letting your kids make mistakes and what happens if you don't let them make mistakes. We've mentioned a few in our conversation before, but now I want us to to name them now, one by one.
So allowing them, let's just start with this one of anxiety that we've just spoken about. It will allow them to properly process anxiety, to say anxiety is okay. You've done something that is not supposed to be done, or it's not done correctly. So anxiety is normal, but how you process it then becomes different. So they will have a positive way of processing anxiety. And then number two, they will learn to take responsibility of their action, to say, look, I know this can be done, this can't be done. I'm willing to do it when I know it can't be done, it must not be done, and I will be able to take the consequence that comes with it. So taking responsibility of their actions becomes one other positive. Another thing is issues of confidence. They're able to walk and confidently walk and make mistakes and try. So it allows them to confidently try things, whatever that they want to try. So confidence then becomes our number three top spot. Positive for it. And then another positive is allowing them to take charge of who they are, allow charge of who they are, because if you don't, if there's less control in that space, and allowing them, they're able to say, actually, I like this. They're able to really identify things that they really like and the things that they don't, because they were able to try. So they're taking charge of their in that manner when you allow them to make mistakes. And I think, let me just mention the four.
I think you mentioned four.
I mentioned four. Okay, let me just give you five.
Okay, cool. Even if you can mention seven, it's fine.
Let's just do five. So the fifth one would be issues of development. Making mistakes help them to develop into well-balanced people, understanding that it's not the end of the world. Things happen, and we can continue again and live and try. So they live a well-balanced life, not a life that looks like everything is perfect. And because you don't even see that mommy cleaned up your mistakes. But when you come and maybe you have to clean your own mess, you are able to develop into a well-balanced person. So I think that would be our five key points. Well-balanced individuals, taking responsibility, managing anxiety, confidently acting and taking actions, and then being able to try anything that they want to.
I love that. And I think I'm going to obviously practice that in my life.
Yeah. And I think, what's beautiful about these things for me is that they are so practical that we, even as adults, we can exercise these things. They're so practical for all of us, not only for the children.
Yes. And then what happens? What are the effects of not letting your kids make mistakes?
Okay. Number two, issues of patience. You will raise an impatient child, right? Because child thinks everything I want, entitled. Okay, impatient. Entitled. Let me rather impatient, entitled. But maybe impatience and entitled, they can go together. They're entitled to anything and everything, because when you made them believe that, no, that's not my child, that never be my child, all those things, there's always walls around them, and you are protecting them. So you are raising children who are entitled to stuff, children who are impatient, because they are impatient. When they don't make mistakes, it means you are rushing them. So when you're rushing them in getting things done properly, then you are raising impatient kids, because you are saying to them things must be done now and they must be done correctly now.
Oh, yes. And if you don't do it, someone else must quickly do it.
Exactly. So it's, I think the last time conversation on moments, I spoke about, I gave an example of potty training, that when you potty, your child can be slow, mine can be fast, but when you come and then compare, you are making them, you are raising an impatient thing. You are impatient with them. They learn that it is not being done now and right now, we must rush it, and so they learn impatience indirect. So would be entitlement, and then the second one would be impatience, and then the third one it's lack of confidence. Lack of confidence, because they don't know what they can do by themselves. They're afraid.
Yes.
Because if they do it, you are going to snap. If they do it, you are going to come through and quickly help them if it's not done correctly. So You are raising who will never take initiatives. You are raising children who will always wait for instructions. You are raising who will never volunteer to be leaders. You are raising children who will never be adaptable. They will never learn adaptability, because why should we adapt if mom can come through for us and us? So it's that you are raising a children with lack of confidence at all, because if mom does not put a stamp to it, it means it's not correct. Now they wait for all the time, and if there's no validation, it means their low self-esteem spikes up. So
on their own. Oh my God.
Yes.
So you did. So
you keep imposing what they can do. Yes. So even if you suggest on their own, you are quick to say, but no, soccer won't work. I think hockey makes more money. Not go into hockey. Oh no, you are good at what? Not art. What being a doctor will make us more money, will make you more money, will make you more famous and whatever, not the arts. So you are raising people with lack of confidence who seeks validation all the time.
And they are never outspoken, because mom always tells me what I'm good at. Mom always tells me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Exactly. Oh my God. I really hope that everyone who's going to watch this video is going to learn something, because I am so shook. It's the little things. It's the little things that we take for granted.
Exactly. Because you know what you do as a mom? You want to be needed.
Yeah.
When you are needed all the time, what are you doing to the next person? What you're doing to them is you are disabling them. When they think they can do it on their own, but they're thinking, but my mom can do it better, or my mom can one, and this person comes through for me. So issues of assistance, they don't want to try first before they call for help, but already they're thinking help will come before I even try.
Before they even start. Oh my God. Do you think that as parents we sometimes mistake love and protection for spoiling?
Yeah, you know what it is you think everything is about you in terms of how it will reflect on you as a parent. Suppose you feel like, hey, no, I'm not a bad mom. Oh no, I it's like it's on you. You did not teach your child well. You did not do, but sometimes it's really about you. It's not about you.
It is not.
You did not teach your child to go steal pencils at school. You find that you can afford pencils, you have more pencils at home, but that child just took someone else's pencil. So it has nothing to do with you. But most of the time, we take on the pressure of whatever they do is on me. There is
on me. Yes.
So that's why we want to be needed. We want to cage them, because we are protecting our reputation more than anything.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true. Hey, mom, you know those things. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's about reputation more than anything. And the things that we do for our children, sometimes they don't need those things, or they don't really even care. But because your reputation, when you want to uphold your reputation, you're thinking, no, my child should wear this, my child should do this, my child should do that. And then at the end of the day, you've spoiled, right? Because you wanted to push your own preference and your own brand and how people view you and your own reputation. Because, for example, kids don't, well, when they get to a certain place, they choose what they want, but they choose what you have taught them. Your child can say, I want Gucci. Where do they know it from?
True.
But introduce them to a certain lifestyle, they quickly align and they start demanding things that go in line with that lifestyle. And some of the things that might be not say, but they can see that this lifestyle goes with this, it goes with that, it goes with these kind of things. So sometimes we need to watch, and then this is something that I always tell parents, that the school that you take your child to, don't just look, I mean, I can afford the fees, we're good, but can you afford the lifestyle of the school? Because that's where too much pressure is when your child is faced, whether you can barely afford the fees and you are comfortable with the fact that, oh, my child goes to Courier, you can afford, but where do you stay? You know, do you have a pool? Can you afford to buy them an iPhone? Can you afford to go on vacations every term? And which kind of vacations? So we think, because when you take them to Courier, they think, I mean, we should be flying out now. We can't be driving to certain places where, I mean, the vacations that we need to be staying in a certain home that looks like this, that has this, that has that. But you are not there to face this. But yet you introduced them to a lifestyle that you can afford. In our spoiling, sometimes we fail to make proper calculations, and we end up putting our children in under so much pressure that sometimes we can't even fathom ourselves.
And when they're older, we're the same people who are going to complain with, why, man? So I don't get this. How did you turn out like this?
Exactly. Because you put them up in Courier. You were not there when the children have iPhones and your child does not. You know, when your child comes home and they're demanding an iPhone, you're thinking, but you've got a phone. And they don't want just a phone. They want an iPhone because the lifestyle that you put them in requires that.
You want to tell them now, I pay a lot at Courier. I can't afford to buy you an iPhone. I can't afford to buy a Lamborghini for your friends. But you're the one who took me there, man.
Exactly. And now they look like they're ungrateful because they end up not appreciating your fees. They don't care now how much you are paying, but they care about the frustrations that they have on a daily.
And then it goes back to saying, but you chose to give me this thing.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I really hope that parents are going to learn, because I am learning. So I want to know also, at what age do we now instill these responsibilities and those types of behaviors? When does it start? As a toddler, as an infant, or when they're 18? When does it start?
You know what? It's getting tough. It's getting tough because I've got a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old boys, right? And you see, these kids are becoming their own individuals very fast. Excuse me, they are so analytical. They are, observing stuff and making conclusions and all these things. So starting responsibility now is on the parents to say, these people, and I always look at it this way, if this child goes to school, it means there are certain things that they're learning at school, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if they are able to learn certain things at school, it means they are ready to learn anything.
Okay, so, yes.
Now, it becomes important for you to listen and fully understand where they are, and then match them with the kind of responsibility that of where they are. Because sometimes if we look at it from, no, this is what 3-year-olds are supposed to do, this is what 9-year-olds are, it does not work. Because sometimes your 3-year-old has progressed faster than another child who's 3. Meaning, it's issues of interest. Where does your children's interest lie? When their interest lies somewhere, it's important that you are there with them and you are able to instill certain level of responsibility in their interest. And then you start whenever they are ready. Because or if you wait for a certain time, I'm now actually more especially now, you see there is so much influence that we spoke about in the beginning to say these people watch a lot of TV. Sometimes we don't know what they're watching on TV, on their phones, on YouTube. They are everywhere. Now, the influence that they have, sometimes we can't curb, but it's important that we fully understand which kind of influence did they get, where are they now, what do they know, what can we then kind of responsibilities can we instill now based on what they know.
Okay, so in short, what works for Nompumelelo won't work for another person.
Yes.
So do it as and when you see fit.
Yes, most definitely. You know, someone was asking me the other day, and they were talking about issues of fairness, you know, raising children equally, hey, loving this one more than loving the other. And I'm like, look, we can't strike a balance in terms of 50-50. But what balance looks like to me is fully understanding what this one is interested in, and we push that interest. Not worry, I bought this one a ball, I must buy you a ball. I bought this one, I must. No. If this one is not interested in balls, then let's not buy balls. But let's find out what is this one interested in, and then we fully work on those things. And sometimes you might find that one has a spotlight shining on them for a certain period, unfortunately, than the other, based on their interest and based on what they're doing. So responsibility is also the same. It can never work the same way. We can, however, get advices from each other in terms of, so where are you now? What are you doing? And then I see if I can adopt a few things from you and if they can work for me or not. But not to say these are bottom line, this must happen, that must happen, and that must happen. Yeah.
So in short, do not compare, please.
Comparison is a thief. Cut.
And you raise a valid point. I read somewhere that two kids can be raised by the same parents, and they definitely won't turn out the same.
No. They'll never. Look, we can try to instill the same principles, right? But the interpretation of those principles is not the same. How they interpret what you are talking and what you are saying and what you are doing can never be the same. They interpret it according to their personalities, according to their understanding levels. Remember, like I'm saying, a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old right now, I can teach them the same things, but they will never interpret it the same way because their understanding is different. They're at different levels, and they also don't view and see certain things the same, and how you would actually want them to see them. So they might not turn out the same. They're actually not going to turn out the same.
True. You know what? I feel like let's just end it here, because too much of something is poison. Otherwise, just because we want information out there, you know? So before I let you go, I know, because I mentioned at the beginning that you are very busy. Like your list, your bio is very long. So I know that you have a WhatsApp page for moms. It's called I'm a Mom, right? Yeah. And then you also have, because you are a confidence activator, you have Confidence Hub, right?
Yes.
Tell me about those things, please, because I can't let you go without speaking about this.
Okay, so the Confidence Hub is my registered NPC, and I Am Mom is a group that falls under the Confidence Hub. It's more like a project, like an ongoing project that we're running. It's conversations. It's just so it's I_a_mom, which means I am a mom. I was a mom. I can't be a mom. I don't want to be a mom. I could have been a mom, you know. So then it accommodates all women, not specifically mothers. Yeah, because I mean, we've heard such interesting conversations lit where a lady says, I don't want to be a mom. you know. So there are people who don't want to be a mom. There are people who've lost children. There are people who can't, who want, they can't, you know. So there are all those dynamics. But at the core of a mom is that you are worthy. You are a woman at the end of the day. Motherhood does not define womanhood. And that's why we came with I Am Mom, to say motherhood does not define womanhood. Whether you have children or not, you are a woman and you can do and be whatever that you want. That's why we also have, like, every Tuesday, we have conversations with different speakers. Every Tuesday we have a guest speaker who's speaking on a certain topic, and then we allow the ladies to engage the presentation that comes. And then now, last year at least, we were able to meet for the first time. So we are hoping that this year as well, we could have like a conference, because what is interesting is that the group has about over 400 women from all over the country and even outside the country. So these women, it also becomes very difficult to have a physical session with all of them, because where do you have it? Do you have it in Pretoria? Is it central? Because we've got people from Kuruman, you know, ladies in Kuruman, ladies in Zimbabwe, we've got ladies in Botswana, you've got ladies in Joburg, Pretoria, Limpopo, everywhere, you know, all the provinces represented. And it is just beautiful to also just, because it's also different levels, different professions, and most of the time we try to call the women within the group to come as speakers, but also getting people from outside, experts from outside, to come and assist us on certain topics. So that's basically what I Am Mom is about, and it's under the Confidence Hub. So the Confidence Hub has I Am Mom as one of its main and core projects. And then we also have what we call Ministry Beyond the Pulpit, that goes out to give out Bibles to grade 7 students. And we work with Bible Society of South Africa to then give out the Bibles to matriculants and grade 7 students, but also to just go around doing confidence coaching sessions as well. And this year we are excited that we are also partnering with other foundations to create a program for grade 7, well, not grade what? Grade 9, 10 learners. So we are downscaling. So I've got a journal, a confidence activator journal that we have. So now we are downscaling it so that we start a pilot on assisting confidence at a young age, because we've noticed that people are amazing, they can do amazing, but the difference is that they lack confidence. And when they lack confidence, it becomes difficult for them to do anything. So we want to then start confidence coaching from a very young age, and then we go up.
Now I see why you are our unsung hero. Cause what? Oh my goodness. Where do you get the time? Do you even sleep 8 hours like us?
Hey, sometimes it's difficult.
I'm sure Ulala 2 hours, a neighbor. I'm sure Ulala 2 hours. I love what you're doing for your community, and you know, the women, I love it.
Yeah.
The passion is just, it's written here. It's just here.
Yeah.
You know, it's your calling.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And then you were saying?
And I'm just really passionate about seeing everyone really doing amazing, you know. And for me, that is my core, to say, arise confidently in every space that matter to you. Let your voice be heard. Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. And you're not just doing it for Ogbonwa. It's a calling for you, because I saw when I first texted you, because you know, when you first text a person, you're not sure how they're going to reply, and you embraced me like you know me, and you've never seen me, you've never spoken to me. I was like, oh my God, I love her. And you also launched your own branded skipping ropes. They are so beautiful. I love them. You also have, you mentioned the channel. Your channel is also beautiful. I love your packaging. Tell me about those and how can people get them?
Okay, so we have the Confidence Activator as the business. So everything is just under confidence, because for me that's the core. You can't do anything outside confidence, right? So the name of the company is the Confidence Activator, and we've got the two products, which is the Skippy, the Confidence Activator. The skipping rope is a 2-in-1 digital cordless skipping rope, and like a normal rope. So in 2020, when we went on lockdown, I was like, oh my God, what do I do with my time? Because I never had time. So I drive about 350 kilometers every day to work, right? And I always say, yeah, that's like 4 hours of my day is on the road. So I always say I don't have time for exercise. I don't have time for reading. I don't have time for cooking. So during lockdown, I was like, I want to do all the things that I always say I don't have time for. So exercise was one of them. And I started skipping. When I started skipping, I'm like, yo, girl, we're seeing results, because that time I was like over 100 kgs. Yeah. So I was really big. So I'm like, yo, let's work. And my plan was not, I was not on a weight loss journey. I was just replacing my time and doing something with my available time. And then I started losing weight. I'm like, yo, and I saw that skipping ropes were in demand. And what I did is got some. In a week, I sold 100 skipping ropes, because we just packaged them nicely in bottles, and people really liked the bottles. And then they were like, yo, flying. And the first ones were like, just branding, let's just get something, they stick it on, and people bought them. And when I saw that, this is really amazing, I actually literally turned my hobby into a business. And we had to now go fully fledged, let's do our own branding. Then they all came fully branded with my name on them. First batch went, second batch went. So now we are on the third skipping rope, which is now we've really camped here, because this is the one that people likes the most, because the first ones were analog. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. So people are really loving it. It's working, is effective, is efficient, because it's cordless as well. So for people who say, I don't have space, where am I going to skip, whatever, you can put it in your bag wherever you go, you travel with it. You can skip in your bathroom, you can skip in your room, you can skip outside. So, and also skipping is like one of the most efficient and effective, excuse me, way of losing weight, but toning up for mental health as well. It works amazing. So yeah, that's what we have. And then with it's 250. And then the journal is, I believe that it becomes difficult for you to track how far you are, or to track your goals if you've not written them down. And if you don't focus on things, what do you expect your marriage to get to, or your family to get to, if you've never set goals? What do you want to see this year? You don't know. So how, at the end of the year, you can't say you are disappointed. You are disappointed at what? Because you didn't know what you wanted in the first place.
You were not keeping track.
No, you can't keep. How you keeping track? Because you don't know what you want. So I then came up with a journal that helps people to set goals, so that they're able to then be able to track, what is going on in their lives. Where are you? Are you winning? Are you not? Where do you need help? How can you get help? Where do you get it? Also, but based on confidence levels, to say your confidence levels will never grow until you get to know and understand who you are. So confidence is a response of who you are. Now, if you don't know who you are, you won't then respond positively or confidently to anything. So the journal starts with questioning you, having coffee with yourself. Who are you? What are you about? What do you like? What do you want to say no to? What are you saying yes to? And all those things. So then it covers personal development, it covers spirituality, it covers relationships, it covers business and career. It then also covers fitness. And those are the two products that we have. And then we've got it's 350. So the skipping rope is 250. The other one is 350. But otherwise, I do speaking engagements as well.
T-shirts, because I saw t-shirts.
Hey, t-shirts and scarves. So
look at you. Not this woman forgetting her business now.
No, you know what? The t-shirts, the plan initially was that I'm doing them for my own branding purposes. Let's say, for example, you invite me here. It's just that I didn't think about that. But the plan was that when I'm invited to certain places, I wear my own brand for marketing purposes and branding purposes. But then people liked the t-shirts. So now I'm still trying to get a supplier who is consistent and gives me what I want so that we're able to produce. But the scarves as well, people loved them because I've got like an accessory scarf which can work for your handbags, but it can also work as a headband and like a normal scarf. So people also wanted those. So I think the one that will go out first will be the scarves. Probably by month end or beginning of February, we should be having the scarves out. But yeah, those are the things that we just put out and then people like to see, or will people react? So people reacted more than we thought they would. So now we must give the people what they want.
Okay, bye. Give the people what they want. I love this for you. I really love this for you. You are doing an amazing work. You're doing a really, really, really amazing work. And I'm still trying to figure out how you juggle all those things. But you know what? God would never give you something you won't be able to handle. So
most definitely.
If it works, just run with it. Thank you so much for your time. I've really learned a lot from you, and I hope people are going to be learning from this. And I'm going to be buying the skipping rope because, man, I'm 3 times the size I was 2 years ago. So I need to skip it up. I was saying I need to start journaling and I need to start skipping. And you know what I love about your business name? Uguti, you are the testimony yourself. Because I love how you've shared the weight, you know?
Yes.
Whatever. So you can cover in a week. No, you are the result of your own work. So you can show them, this was me, this is me now. That's what I love.
And that sells because I sold 100 skipping ropes in the week by just putting up a before and after picture. And you know what was beautiful is that people saw me lose the weight because we had like skipping challenges on Facebook. So literally people would see me. So it was not like a lie, you know. It's also like I drank something and I pretended to skip 2 minutes. And then it was like you saw me skip every day and moving from 100 to 500 to 1,000 to 10,000 in a day. And then people are like, if this can work, and it becomes easier to advocate for it, you know, because people the results speak for themselves. You can test it the product. Yeah.
Communicating.
Yeah.
So this is the end of our video. Unless there's something you feel like we left out or something you want to add.
No, thanks. I speak a lot, so I would, but we are good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for agreeing to do this. I don't know. I'm lost for words. Just thank you. I don't know what else to say. This was very impactful.
No, thank you for having me. Look, I love conversations. I love doing this. That's why when you contacted me, I'm like, no, we're game.
So guys, this is the end of our video. Me and the confidence activator, Mrs. Mapula Legodi, are signing out. I hope you learned a lot from this. Do make sure that you get yourself the skipping rope, the t-shirts, the scarf, the journal, become part of the groups. I'm going to link everything else down here, and then you guys can just follow and buy and just change your life, change your kids' lives. Let's learn and grow. And let's do this parenting thing differently, man. Let's learn. Let's become that generation, So, my name is Mapula Legodi, and thank you so much for watching. We are signing out. Bye.